Good morning, class, and welcome to our virtual discussion. Today, we will embark or explore a new lessons in the living in the ICT era. But before we formally discuss our discussion for this morning, let's have an activity first. Our activity for this morning is Guess Me. So, are you ready? Okay, for the number one, for this first slide, can you guess? Correct. That is internet. How about this one? Correct. That is security. For the last one, we have correct. That is ethics. So, class, how did you find the activity? Great. So, how are these worlds from the activity related to one another? Uh-huh. Okay, let's see. And I guess all your answers and idea are correct. And now, let's proceed to our proper discussion. Our lessons for this morning is all about netiquette. So our objective class is we will expected to identify the proper ways for online safety. Also, we will discuss the implication of safety etiquette and apply online safety, security, ethics, and etiquette in the standards and practice in the use of ICTs in relation to specific professional track. So, online safety, security, ethics, etiquette. So, let's understand first what is online safety. So, online safety, the knowledge of maximizing the user's personal safety and security risks to private information and property associated with using the internet. So, class, no, online safety is also all about the self-protection from computer crime in general. So the most prone is our personal or private informations. No, if you don't protect your computer properly or when you are on especially when you are online. So it's possible that the personal details could be stolen or deleted without your knowledge. Next one is netiquette. So netiquette. The netiquette is the combination of the words network and etiquette. So the root word net, so that is network plus etiquette. So that it's netiquette. It's a combination of the words of network and etiquette. So netiquette or internet etiquette is an ideal pattern of behavior for internet users, guidelines about what is acceptable in online medium for personal and professional use. So, in the world of netiquette or in the internet etiquette, we have a guidelines about what is acceptable in the online world. So, next is the etiquette. So, etiquette, no, um, for us, no, it is set of socially accepted norms and practices, especially our behaviors and manners. So, so in as you see in the screen, that online etiquette is the correct or acceptable way of communicating or behaving on the internet. So, in online etiquette, we have also what are acceptable way of communicating or good behavior in the internet. So that does mean what is online etiquette. So correspondingly, what are the key areas of online security? Also, class, we have three important components of internal security. We have integrity, availability, and confidentiality. In integrity, it is a protection from unauthorized modifications. So, it ensures that the data remains intact and unaltered during storage, transmissions, or processing. It involves mechanism to detect and prevent unauthorized modifications, tampering, or corruption of data. Maintaining data integrity also class is very crucial or important in order to prevent unauthorized manipulation or unauthorized changes to our informations. The next one is availability. or it is a protection from flow of information. So availability class is to ensure that the certain services and resources are accessible and operational when needed. So class, it involves measures to prevent or mitigate disruptions, downtime, or a denial of service attacks that can render system or services inaccessible. So by ensuring availability, organizations can also minimize the impact of disruptions and maintain continuous operation. So that is availability. Last one is we have confidentiality. The word itself, confidentiality is a protection from unauthorized access. So it's all about our personal. So, class, confidentiality, it ensures that the sensitive informations remain private and accessible only to authorized individuals or entities. So, class, these three components work together to provide a comprehensive approach to internet security, protecting data systems and users from various threats such as unauthorized access, data breaches, malware attacks, and vulnerabilities.
Hi everyone, I am Lovely Jen Londres. Today, I will introduce to you some tips that is useful in your daily life, especially in online world. How can you stay safe online? I have 8 tips. First, create a complex password. Using strong and unique password for your online account is crucial. Combine uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and especially characters. Avoid using easily guessable information and regularly update your passwords. The second one is boost your network security. Enhance the security of your home or office network by using encryption, changing default settings, enabling firewalls, and keeping firmware updated on the network devices. The third one, use firewall. Activate and configure a firewall on your devices and control incoming and outgoing network traffic. Firewalls help to protect against the unauthorized access and can block malicious activities. The fourth one is click smart. Be cautious when clicking on links, downloading files, or operating email attachment. Verify the source, watch for signs or phishing attempts, and be wary of unfamiliar or suspicious communication. The fifth one is be a selective sharer. Be mindful of the information that you share online, both social media and in private communication. Avoid disclosing sensitive personal or financial information unless it is necessary and trust the recipient. The sixth is protect your mobile life. Secure your mobile devices with passcodes or biometric authentication. Update operating system and apps regularly and use a reputable security software. And be cautious when downloading apps and only use the trusted sources. The seventh one is practice safe surfing and shopping. Stick to secure websites. Look for the HTTP and the padlock symbol. So when browsing or making online purchases, be cautious when providing financial information and avoid using public Wi-Fi for sensitive transactions. The eighth one is keep up to date. Regularly update your devices, operating system, apps, and security software. Updates can often include important security patches that will help you to protect against the new threats. Now, following these tips can um, significantly enhance your online safety and reduce the risk of falling victim to cyber threats such as identity theft, malware, infections, phishing attacks, or financial fraud. It is important to remain vigilant, educate yourself about the potential risk and implementation security that measures to protect your digital life. To perform well in this world, we have to display a good etiquette. An example of etiquette is simply saying thank you. So now, let us first define the word etiquette. An etiquette is defined as the formal manners and rules that are followed in social or professional setting. What are the online etiquette rules? So here are the 9 instant etiquette that a professional or a normal people needs to know. First, you should know the person. It is the best way to use an instant messaging with individuals that you have established professional relationship. IM is more informal than the other communication methods. So it is important to have a level of familiarity and trust with the person you are messaging. The second one is start with a short greeting. The second is start with a short greeting. Begin your IM with a polite or a concise greeting such as hi or hello. So it sets a positive tone of conversation and acknowledges the recipient. The third one is be mindful of the receiver's preferred style of communication. Different people have different preferences when it comes to communication. Some individuals may be preferred face-to-face conversation or while the others might appreciate the efficiency of instant messaging. Now respect their preferences and adopt your communication style accordingly. The fourth one is keep the conversation short. The IM is designed for a quick and concise communication. Avoid lengthy conversation or a complex discussion that are better suited for the other platforms, now such as an email or phone calls. So keep your messages brief and focused to respect their time and attention to the recipient. The fifth one is be careful with the abbreviations. While it is a common to use abbreviations and acronyms in instant messaging or the IM, be mindful of your audience. Avoid using excessive or unfamiliar abbreviations that may cause confusion or misinterpretation. So it is important to maintain the clarity, professionalism in your messages. Now the sixth is never send bad news via IM. Instant messaging is not the appropriate medium for delivering bad news or addressing sensitive issues. Complex or delicate matters are better handled in person through more formal communication channels. Now choose an appropriate platform for sensitive or critical discussion. Now the seventh is don't change meeting times or the venues in an IM. Instant messaging is not the ideal platform for making changes to scheduled meetings or events. It is easy for the messages to be missed or overlooked. Stick to the official channels such as email or calendar or for important scheduling updates to ensure everyone is properly informed. Following these etiquette rules when using an instant messaging in a professional context promotes an effective communication, maintains professionalism, and it helps to avoid misunderstanding or unintended consequences. Now, let us move on to the core rules of the netiquette. Rule number 1, remember the human. This rule reminds us to treat others online with respect, empathy, and kindness. It is easy to forget that there are real people behind the screens that we interact with, so it is important to communicate in a way that we acknowledges their feelings and dignity. Rule number 2, adhere to the same standards of behavior with the online that you have follow in real life. Online interaction should align with the same ethical and social standards that we uphold offline. This means that being honest, courteous, and considerate in our online communication, just as we would be in face to face. Rule number 3, know where you are in cyberspace. Different online platforms and communication may have a different names and expectation, and understanding the specific rules and culture of each online space may help us or may help you to navigate and engage appropriately. Each platform may have its own guidelines or terms of service that should be respected. Rule number 4, respect other people's time and the bandwidth. Recognize that other individuals have limited time and resources. Avoid spamming, excessive messaging, or sending a large files without permission. Be mindful of the bandwidth that you consume and consider the other's need for smooth online experience. Rule number 5, make yourself look good online. Maintain a positive online presence by presenting yourself in a professional, respectful manner. Avoid engaging in negative or hostile behavior that could harm your reputation. Take responsibility for your words and action and strive to contribute constructively to online conversation. Rule number 6, share your expert knowledge. If you have expertise in a particular area, share your knowledge and insights with the others. Offer helpful and accurate information when appropriate, but do so in respectful and non-condescending manner. Sharing knowledge can be contribute to a positive online community. Now, with these core rules of netiquette, these promote a positive and respectful online environment. By adhering to these guidelines, we can foster better communication, build stronger online communities, and enhance our overall digital experiences. Now, let us move on to the types of netiquette based on the mode of communication. The first is one-to-one communication. This type of netiquette refers to the interaction between the two individuals. It includes the communication methods such as emails, private messages in various platforms such as instant messaging app or social media direct messages, or etc. And other personal video or voice calls. Netiquette in one-to-one communication emphasizes that being respectful, clear, and concise in your message is using an appropriate language and considering the recipient's preference and privacy. The second is one-to-many communication. This type of netiquette involves communication where one person addresses multiple recipients simultaneously. So examples of one-to-many communication platforms includes mailing list, public chats, forums, pin boards, social networks, communities, websites, and micro blogging services. So Netiquette in one-to-many communication, it focuses on maintaining professionalism, contributing meaningfully to the discussion, and being mindful of the diverse perspective and background of the audience. This also involves the following community guidelines: avoiding spamming or excessive self promotion, and engaging in respectful and constructive dialogue. Now, in both types of etiquette, the fundamental principles of online etiquette apply, such as being respectful, considerate, and mindful to others' feeling and privacy. It is important to communicate clearly, use an appropriate language, avoid offensive or discriminatory behavior, and contribute positivity to the online community. Following those etiquette guidelines will help us to promote a healthy and productive online interaction while fostering a positive and inclusive digital environment.
Good morning, everyone. I am SHEINE Magallanes. As a continuation, I know that you already know about netiquette and its different rules since it was discussed by my co-member. This time, let's talk about the golden rule of netiquette. In netiquette or network etiquette, it also has its own golden rule. So what is the golden rule of netiquette? The golden rule of netiquette states that do not do or say online what you would not do or say offline. So this golden rule means that before posting a comment, status update, or image, ask yourself if you would feel comfortable sharing the same thing face to face. If not, do not post it. The same goes with you should treat others online with the same respect and kindness as you would in real life. It reminds us to think before we post or comment, considering of it is something we would say face to face. For instance, imagine you are in a classroom and someone asks a question. You wouldn't mock or insult them for not knowing the answer. Similarly, in online, if someone asks a question on a forum or social media, it's important to respond politely and helpfully instead of rude or mocking them. Did you get my point? Okay, thank you. So now, let's move on to what are the ethics of security. So this includes courage, temperance, charity, good deeds, pride, good temper, friendliness, thoughtfulness, wittiness, shame, and justice according to Solomon of 1994. So the security officer is expected not only to make ethical consideration or ethical decision but to also follow a code of ethics. The security officer code of ethics include 10 key elements. Thus, the code of ethics plays a vital role in shaping the behavior, professionalism, accountability, trustworthiness, legal compliance, conflict resolution skills, and continuous improvement of security officers. It helps maintain the integrity and reputation of the security profession while ensuring the safety and well-being of all stakeholders involved. Furthermore, we also have this what we call online ethics. So what is online ethics? Or what is the meaning of online ethics? Internet ethics is the moral principles that guide the use of internet. Example, the do's and don'ts. It can also be defined as rules and regulations an internet users must abide with. For example, an internet users must not use the internet to deceive people or to do fraudulent activities. So next is What is internet etiquette, or also known as the etiquette? It is a colloquial portmanteau of network etiquette or internet etiquette. It is a set of social conventions that facilitate interaction over networks ranging from Usenet and mailing lists to blogs and forums. So the proper internet etiquette would involve responding respectfully and constructively to express disagreement. So instead of resorting to personal attacks or insult, one could provide counter-argument supported by evidence or share their own perspective without belittling others. So internet etiquette, also known as netiquette, refers to the set of guidelines and norms that govern respectful behavior online. So it aims to promote positive interactions and maintain a civil environment in digital spaces. So a proper internet etiquette would involve several key aspects like respectful communication, constructive criticism, active listening, and avoidance of controlling or flaming. So by adhering to these principles of internet etiquette, individuals can foster healthy discussions, promote understanding among diverse perspectives, and create a more inclusive digital environment for everyone that is involved. How can we ensure cybersecurity? So there are actually 10 secure computing tips that we need to know as a netizen rather. So number 1, the tip 1, you are a target to hackers. So of course, as a netizen that has accounts online, like Google account or social media account like Facebook, Instagram, etc., like the millennials has, we are prone and are possible target of the hackers. So the tip number 2 is keep software up to date. Regularly update your operating system, web browser, antivirus software, and other applications to ensure that you have the latest security patches and bug fixes. For example, is regularly check for updates on your smartphone or computer and install them promptly. So the tip number 3 is avoid phishing scams. So beware of suspicious emails and phone calls. Be cautious of emails, messages, or phone calls that request personal information or financial details. Phishing attempts often mimic legitimate organizations and try to trick you into revealing sensitive data. So the tip number 4 is practice good password management. You should have to create a password that are at least 12 characters long with special characters and with numbers in between. So do not use your name or even birthday or your birth date, since it is somewhat predictable by the other people. So the tip number 5, be careful of what you click. Avoid opening attachments or clicking on links in emails from unknown senders or suspicious sources. This may contain malware that can compromise your computer's security. So these tips, remember that these tips are just a starting point for maintaining secure computing practices. So it's important to stay vigilant and adapt to evolving threats in order to ensure your digital safety. So how can we be cyber secure? So according to Professor Yan Chen, suggests 5 behaviors that can help make you more cyber secure. So the first one is the practice email awareness. If you've ever managed an email account, you already know that it is an inimitable stream of scams that can arrive in your inbox. Second, get educated. Third, watch your apps. Fourth, guard information systems. And fifth, or the last one, is to adopt a proactive mindset. So I think that it is already understandable, so I presume that I don't need to further explain it. Moreover, by following these behaviors consistently, individuals can significantly enhance their cybersecurity posture and reduce the risk of falling victim to cyber threats. So what exactly is cybersecurity? So a definition of cybersecurity is that cybersecurity refers to the body of technologies, processes, and practices designed to protect network devices, programs, and data from attack, damage, or unauthorized access. And cybersecurity may also referred to as information technology security. So why is cybersecurity important? Cybersecurity is important because it encompasses everything that pertains to protecting our sensitive data, personally identifiable information, protected health information, personal information, intellectual property, data, and governmental and industry information systems from theft and damage attempted.
Good day everyone. I am DARLYN MICUA and today I will going to discuss about the rules of the netiquette. So what are the 10 rules of the netiquette? So rule number 1 is the human element. So words, photos, or videos that you post are read by real people and they all deserve respectful communication. So before you press that send or submit button, ask yourself, would I have a problem if someone communicate online through email, instant messaging, group discussion, or any cyber activity? Remember the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Rule number 2. If you wouldn't do it in real life, don't do it online. So I know people who are shy in real life but act confidently on Facebook. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is to address our community standards that people tend to ignore the cyberspace. Would stand in front someone and be rude face to face? Hopefully you don't. Stick the standard online as well. Rule number 3. Cyberspace is a diverse place. So you might be super awkward or funny around your friends, but you have somehow formally at work. The online space is also geographically dispersed, so the word choice and topics you send to your WhatsApp group should not be the same as the email you send to your colleague, even if it's between you two. Rule number 4. Respect people's time and bandwidth. With the tech revolution taking over, people's attention span is getting shorter with every distraction your phone can hold. Online communication consumes time and bandwidth, and people lead busy lives these days between work, school, and social life. You don't want to be that stop sign with your fancy elaborated paragraph. Keep it short and simple, and tone down on sending videos and photos that people need to download. Rule number 5. Check yourself. Nobody can judge your appearance, voice tone, or what you wear, unless you're one of those people who go on Facebook Live wearing tank tops and chain smoking. You will, however, be judged based on your content and engagement, so keep these tips in mind. First, perform spell checking and grammar errors, especially in professional communications. Second, make sure you did your homework on the subject and choose clear words. Third, be positive and courteous in your general behavior. Rule number 6. Share your expertise. The term social media was a revolution for a reason. It's social. That means you are not limited to communicating with companies only, but to the world at large. Information that you provide can live on the internet forever, where it will remain accessible by people for years to come. Rule number 7. Extinguish flame wars. Flaming is when people express their annoyance on a subject without withholding their emotions. We often see this in posts where people are wholeheartedly expressing their opinion, and it's not a taboo online. Flame wars, however, is when two or more people exchange angry and explicit posts between each other, and this must be controlled before it escalates to compromise the integrity of the group you're in. Don't feed the flames. Extinguish them by guiding the discussion back to a more productive direction. So the question is, why is online etiquette important? So the internet etiquette or netiquette is important because without this, we will not respect others and be polite online. It's incredibly easy to learn and can be applied in almost any situation online. So we suggested learning these rules of netiquette in terms of sending, replying, and confidentiality. These rules are important as they promote communication skills, prevent miscommunication, and help you understand that is social acceptable when working and collaborating online. So what is proper internet etiquette? So first, when typing, never write in all capital letters. So do not use all capital letters to emphasize or highlight your message. This is considered to be rude and can be interpreted as shouting at someone in terms of email etiquette. Use diplomatic language. Write the email when you have time to think and carefully choose your words. The second one is don't plagiarize. So presenting work or ideas from another source as your own with or without consent of the original author by incorporating it into your work without full acknowledgement, it is unethical because it is a form of theft. By taking the ideas and words of others and pretending they are your own, you are stealing someone else's intellectual property. Secondly, it is unethical because the plagiarizer subsequently benefits from this theft. So the third one is use proper quotes and always use the whole quote. So quoting is an important technique used to include information from outside source in academic writing. So when using quotations, it is important that you also cite the original reference that you have taken the quotations from, as your citations provide your reader with a map of the research that you have done. So the fourth one is don't gossip and keep personal information personal. So put yourself in this person's shoes and remember that you'd likely feel betrayed or hurt if someone was spreading rumors about you. To avoid gossiping, try to limit the amount of time spent with people who gossip. The less you're around them, the less you'll feel tempted to spread rumors or talk about other people. The fifth one is don't steal those photographs off the web even if they are a perfect fit for what you need. So besides being unethical, many images are typically embedded with a code. Photographers retain attorneys to track those codes, find their images on the internet, and find the violators. They give no warnings, no second chances. You owe them. So the sixth one is watch your language. To think carefully about what you are saying, or we should pay attention to what one is saying. The seventh one is be patient with the internet newbies. New users on the internet are sometimes called newbies. Everybody was a newbie once. It is considered to be very good netiquette to share your knowledge and help others who ask questions by email, in news groups, on mailing lists, and in chat rooms. Thereby, passing on some of the knowledge you have gained, help the newbies as you wish you were helped. So what are the rules of digital etiquette? So there are 5 rules of digital etiquette. First is treat others how you want to be treated. Almost everyone is familiar with the golden rule. Sometimes you need to be reminded about good manners even online. Make sure to remember private or sensitive matters are best discussed one-on-one off the group chat. Make sure to be inclusive and kind to others just as you would be in person. The second one is keep your message and post positive and truthful. You need to check over all your messages and posts to be sure they are not mean, sarcastic, negative, or rude. Avoid posting anything that is not fact-based like rumors or gossip. Remember, your words are read by real people, all deserving of respectful and truthful informations. The third one is double check your message before you hit send. You need to slow down and think about your posts, comments, and emails before you send them. You need to realize that once you press send or post, there is no way to take back your words. Those words are out there for anyone to see and are now documented. You must read over anything you are going to write to see if it can be misinterpreted or if it would come off wrong. You should realize that coming off funny and sarcastic online is very hard. The reader cannot see your facial expression or hear your tone of voice. Sometimes a message that is meant to be funny does not come out that way. The fourth one is keep your friend secret. Our world has a ton of photos, text, and videos that can be posted, copied, forwarded, downloaded, and altered very easily. You have to ask yourself how you would feel if your personal pictures or information was shared with those you didn't want. The fifth one is avoid digital drama. Instant messaging, texting, and posting comments online are all in the moment communication but can last much longer than that. These words and message can be shared quickly, but the words are now documented for all to see forever. If you feel the conversation isn't positive or nice, you need to speak up or leave the conversation. So the question is, what is the purpose of etiquette? Etiquette manners are the conventional rules that regulate social behavior. They govern being considerate of others' table manners, correspondence, online behavior, being a wedding guest, staying overnight outside of one's home, and getting along co-workers.